All right, so let's go ahead and jump into making our buttons into components. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use one of these buttons to create a master component and then create instances of it everywhere where we're using the button. So let's go ahead and use the Option key or the Alt key and drag one copy up here. Let's just go ahead and just drag it here. And again, we can create components by coming up here and clicking create component. And so now that's a button component that we have. It's called a login button right now because that's the name that we had for it before. But let's go ahead and just change this to button. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select my button component here, use Command C. I'm going to select login here, the frame, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here. Let's go ahead and just align that with where we had our original button here. And then let's go ahead and just find that login button in our frames and delete it. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring this down to right below my password button. And while we're in here, let's go ahead and just move this forgot password right after password and the terms of service all the way down right on top of my background. Just to kind of reorganize some of our layers here. You don't have to do this, but I always like to keep my layers organized here. So now this is an instance of that button. What we can do here, we can go ahead and use the Option key again to create another instance. And let's go ahead and change the name of this one or the text for this one to sign up with email, just like we have down here. Let's go ahead and align that as well, using the arrow keys to make sure we got it right. And then let's go ahead and similarly delete our sign up button here and move down this sign up button here, right here. Let's go ahead and do the same for this last button here. This time I'm going to use Command D and then do sign up, or let's actually do sign in with Google. Now I had a white background here before, so to change my color I can still go ahead and select this, and right now it has primary color selected, but if you want to change that you can just go ahead and do detach style. That will let you choose your own color. And then of course I need to go down here to my font or my text here and change it to black, just like we had it before. And then of course let's go ahead and delete the other copy that we had right below it. Delete. And let's just collapse this and bring it right below the other one so the order makes sense. And there we go. So now if I go to my master button component here, if I go ahead and decide to, using Command B, I decide to bolden the text, you see my other buttons have a bold text now. If I go in here, if I go back in here and double click in to choose my text, and let's say I choose a size of 16 and go back, you see my size have increased here. So for now we're going to go ahead and actually unbold it. So we're going to go ahead and actually select our text here and maybe do a medium font weight here, and then go ahead and see our change over there. Cool. So now over here we're good. We have our buttons and these are all instances. One thing I want to show you here is that we made a change to our sign in with Google here. So what we actually did over here is that we overrided that property of that background color here from the master component, which is blue, and then we changed it to the white. So let's say at some point I decided to make this button look like the rest. If I want to change everything altogether, I can go ahead and select it, go to my panel right here, and then do reset overrides from here. and that will give me exactly what that master component looked like. Then I can go ahead and change the text here. So let's Command Z here. Let's say you only want to change the fill back to the original color. So then you can double click into here and select your rectangle here. Make sure you have it selected. And then do the same thing, but this time, instead of reset overrides, you can do reset fill. And so that will just get the fill that we had from the master component. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just leave that like this, which is the overridden properties for this button.